Nobody likes talking about paperwork, lawyers, or what happens when we're not around anymore. But pretending these things don't exist won't stop them from showing up. The truth is, growing older comes with responsibility, not just to yourself, but to your family, your peace of mind, and your dignity. If you haven't gotten your legal documents in order yet, you're not protecting yourself. You're leaving a mess behind for someone else to clean up. And trust me, that someday you keep thinking about isn't on the calendar. So let's talk. Number 1. The will, who gets what and who doesn't a will, is a legal paper that says what should happen to your money, your things, and your property after you pass away. Sounds simple, right? But without a will, the government steps in and decides for you. That means your belongings might go to the wrong people, like that cousin you haven't spoken to in 20 years, while the ones you truly cared for could be left with nothing. Writing a will isn't just about money. It's about being fair. It's about being heard when you're no longer around to speak. You get to say who gets your jewelry, your house, even your dog. You can leave something small but meaningful to a grandchild, or protect someone from getting into family fights. A will speaks for you, but only if you take the time to write it. Number 2. Power of attorney, POA. Who's in charge when you can't be? Let's be honest, life doesn't give us a warning before things go sideways. You could be doing just fine today and end up in a hospital tomorrow after a fall, stroke, or illness. What happens if you're suddenly not able to sign papers, pay your bills, or talk to the bank? That's where the power of attorney comes in. This paper lets you pick someone you trust to take care of things if you can't. That person is called your agent, but they can only step in when you need them to. They don't get power over you right away. You're still in control as long as you're able. Imagine this. Your bills need to be paid, but you're in the hospital and can't get to the bank. Without a power of attorney, your son or daughter can't do it for you, even if they want to. The bank might say, "Sorry, we need legal papers." Then your family might need to go to court, wasting time, money, and energy, all while you're sick. That's a mess you can avoid. The power of attorney lets you say, "This is who I trust to take care of my stuff if I can't." Pick someone honest, calm, and organized. Not someone who gets overwhelmed easily or might take advantage. It could be a family member, friend, or even a lawyer. The important thing is, you choose now while you're well. Number 3. Medical power of attorney. When your life is in someone else's hands. Now let's talk about something even more serious. Your health. What if you're unconscious, in surgery, or too sick to speak? Who will make medical choices for you? Who will talk to the doctors and say, "Yes, do the operation," or "No, that's not what they'd want"? That's what a medical power of attorney is for. This document lets you name someone who can make healthcare decisions only when you can't. If you wake up and can speak for yourself, they don't have any power. But if you're silent and helpless, they're your voice. Doctors often need fast answers. Imagine your loved one standing in the hallway crying, while the nurse says, "Sorry, we can't take instructions from anyone without paperwork." That's terrifying. You want someone who knows what matters to you. Do you want every life-saving option available? Or would you prefer peace and comfort if there's no real hope? Pick someone who can make tough choices and stay calm under pressure. Talk to them ahead of time. Let them know what you want and don't want. Number 4. Living will. Your voice in a critical moment. There may come a time when you can't speak for yourself. Not because you don't want to, but because your body simply won't let you. Maybe you're unconscious, very sick, or near the end of your life. This is when a living will becomes one of the most important documents you'll ever have. A living will is a paper that says what kind of medical care you want, or don't want, when you're seriously ill and can't make decisions. It speaks for you when your mouth can't. It helps your family and doctors know exactly what to do without guessing. Let's say you're in a coma after a stroke or surgery went wrong. The doctors might ask your family, should we use machines to keep them alive? Should we do CPR if their heart stops? Should we put in a feeding tube? If you haven't written a living will, your loved ones are left to guess. They might disagree. One child might say, "Do everything possible," while another says they wouldn't want to suffer like this. That kind of confusion can break families apart, and it happens all the time. But with a living will, you already made those decisions. Maybe you want every possible treatment, no matter what. Maybe you want peace and comfort if the doctors say you're not coming back. Either way, it's your choice, and this document makes sure it's respected. It's not about giving up, it's about being in control. It's about making your voice heard in one of the most important moments of your life, even if you can't speak at all. Number 5. MIPA authorization. Don't let privacy laws hurt you now. Let's talk about something you might not expect. Privacy laws. There's a law called HIPAA, pronounced HIP-U, that protects your personal health information. That sounds like a good thing, and it usually is. But sometimes it can cause real trouble for your loved ones when you're sick. Here's the problem. If you don't sign a HIPAA authorization form, the doctors and nurses might refuse to give information about your condition to anyone, even your spouse or your children. Imagine your daughter calls the hospital asking, "How's my mom doing?" And the nurse says, "Sorry, we can't tell you anything." That's not just frustrating, that's scary. A HIPAA authorization is a simple paper that says, "These people, my wife, my son, my friend, are allowed to know about my health." That's it. It doesn't give them power to make decisions. That's what a medical power of attorney is for. It just allows the hospital to talk to them, share test results, and keep them informed. In an emergency, this form can save time, avoid confusion, and help your loved ones feel less helpless. No one should be left in the dark when someone they care about is in the hospital. So go ahead, write down the names of the people you trust most, sign the form, and tuck it in with your other papers. It's a small step that makes a big difference. Number 6. Final arrangements, burial instructions. Don't leave them guessing. Let's speak from the heart for a moment. After a person passes away, their family is left behind with deep sadness, but also with big decisions to make, and fast. Questions come up right away, often within the first 24 to 48 hours. Should we bury or cremate them? Did they want a church service or something small and quiet? Did they want to be buried with family or somewhere else? What kind of clothes should they wear? Did they want music, flowers, a prayer? And here's the truth. If you don't tell them now, they'll be guessing later, in the middle of their grief. That guessing can lead to stress, arguments, guilt, and pain. One person might say, "I think she wanted to be cremated." Another might say, "No, I remember she said she wanted to be buried next to Dad." Do you really want your loved ones fighting or feeling guilty on what should be a peaceful, honoring day? That's why it's so important to write your wishes down now, while you're healthy and calm. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need expensive paperwork. You just need a quiet moment, a piece of paper, and a pen. Here are some things you can write down. This is how I want to be laid to rest. Burial or cremation, and if burial, where? Type of ceremony, church service, home memorial, graveside only, or no service at all. Religious or spiritual traditions, prayers, readings, hymns, or nothing religious? Music, any favorite songs? A special hymn or a tune that reminds people of you. Clothing, anything special you want to wear, a dress, uniform, scarf, or something meaningful. Obituary, do you want a small notice in the paper, or a full story about your life? Special requests, maybe you want people to wear colors instead of black. Maybe you want a certain photo displayed, or your ashes spread at sea. This is your moment to say what matters to you. You don't have to make it complicated. Even a simple note like, "I want to be cremated and have my ashes spread near the old oak tree behind the house." Please don't make a big fuss. Just gather the family, play my favorite song, and say goodbye. That alone will bring your family so much peace. Why this matters more than you think. When someone dies, the family often feels lost. But when the person who passed left clear instructions, it's like giving your loved ones a map to follow. You guide them one last time. You make things easier, calmer, and kinder. It also saves money. When no one knows what to do, families sometimes overspend out of guilt or confusion. They buy expensive caskets, flowers, or services just to feel like they did enough. But if you say ahead of time, keep it simple, or don't waste money on extras, then they'll follow your lead. This is your goodbye, your final moment to make a choice. Make it count. You've spent your whole life making decisions, big and small. You've raised children, worked hard, paid bills, taken care of others, and figured things out when no one else could. You've gone through hard seasons and joyful ones. You've seen the world change around you and adapted in ways younger people can't even imagine. And now in this chapter of life, there's one last thing you need to do: handle your business. That means taking a little time now to get your important documents in order. Your will, your medical wishes, your final instructions. Not because something bad is going to happen today, but because life doesn't always give us a warning. And if you don't make these choices ahead of time, someone else will have to make them for you. And they might get it wrong. Handle your business, so your family doesn't have to guess. When something happens and you can't speak for yourself, whether it's an illness, a fall, or something sudden, your loved ones will be the ones trying to make decisions. But without your guidance, they'll be left guessing. Did mom want life support or not? Would dad want to be buried or cremated? Who's supposed to be in charge of the house now? What account is the money in? Did she want a church funeral? These are real questions families face every single day. Man, they often lead to stress, disagreements, guilt, and heartbreak, all while people are grieving. But if you've written things down, the answers are already there. There's no second guessing, no arguing, no chaos, just calm, clear direction, your direction. Handle your business as an act of love. This isn't just about legal stuff, this is about kindness. It's about doing one last generous thing for the people you love. You've already cooked the meals, wiped the tears, told the stories, paid the school fees, gave the hugs, made the sacrifices. You've shown love in 1,000 ways. This is just one more way to say, I love you enough to not leave you in a mess. It's a final act of care. It's you taking the wheel one last time, guiding your family through one of life's hardest moments with grace and clarity. Handle your business, so you stay in control. You've made your own choices all your life. Why should that stop now? If you don't say who makes your decisions when you're sick, the court might choose someone. If you don't write a will, the government decides where your stuff goes. If you don't write down your burial wishes, someone else picks for you. That doesn't sound like the kind of ending you want. You've always been the one to take care of things, so keep going, finish strong. This isn't about giving up, it's about taking charge. Handle your business while you're still able. The best time to plan is before something happens, not during a crisis. Right now you're clear-headed, you're thinking straight, and you've got time to consider what really matters to you. Don't wait until you're in a hospital bed. Don't wait until there's a diagnosis or an emergency. Don't wait for your family to be in tears, scrambling to figure out what to do. Do it now, while your voice is strong and your mind is steady. It doesn't take much, a short conversation with your family. A simple will, even handwritten, is better than nothing. A note with your burial or cremation wishes, a signed paper about your medical care, that's it. That's what handling your business means. It's not about paperwork, it's about peace. One day, someone will open a drawer and find everything they need. And they'll say, Mom really thought of everything. Or Dad sure made this easier for us. They'll cry maybe, but they'll also smile. Because you cared enough to leave them clear answers. Because even after you're gone, you were still looking out for them. That's the kind of goodbye everyone deserves. So here's your gentle reminder. You've been strong, wise, and brave all your life. Don't stop now. Handle your business. Not because you're old, not because you're sick, but because you love deeply, and you're smart enough to plan ahead. You've handled life. Now handle what comes after. One step at a time, one paper at a time. You've got this. I hope you really loved my video and found the insights helpful. If you did, please subscribe for more tips and reminders just for you. No pressure, just support when you need it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.